this is Sunniva and you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and today we're taking a look at the games that are leaving our collection. And first off, the games that leave our collection there are not necessarily bad games. Very few of these are bad games actually, so a lot of great games here. There are just too many games, and I'm going to say this and repeat this a lot during this video because this is common for most of the games that we get rid of nowadays. The first game that we don't want to have anymore is Treasure Island. We played it once, it didn't blow us away. It's one is hiding the treasure, the other ones are looking for it, trying to find it first by like covering squares kinda of land, searching the island. It wasn't exciting, and it maybe was exciting like the last round. Just didn't do much for us. We likely just decided we won't play that again, most likely. Then we have Small Islands. This is actually a really neat game. It's kind of light. It's very simple. Plays pretty fast. You're building islands with tiles and trying to also get a spot on the islands that you're building. And the islands consist of harbors, consist of temples that you're building yourself, and different flowers. And you're each like round also scoring the places that you have your buildings. So it's a nice balance of trying to build something, an island that you get a place on that you can score it, and a little random. It's kind of light game. Then we have Sierra West. We did a review of that not that long ago. It's a cool multi-use-ish cards where you're building a path with cards and trying to maximize the resources moving up on tracks. But that is kind of what the game is. It's moving up on some tracks, trying to get points. There's a lot of variability in this game with the different modules, but again, it's the same game, so you kind of have to like that, and we liked it, just not enough. Then we have Ligretto Dice. This actually I bought for Johannes' birthday, one of the first years we were together. I didn't know anything about the games back then, so I just remembered that I've heard the name Ligretto, so Ligretto Dice has to be good. This is basically the shortest game in the history. You're rolling dice like in real time, super fast, and competing to get like all the dice in the right color in the right number fastest. So it's just random luck. Be fast. Yeah, so that's why we're selling it. We're never playing this game anymore. Then we're also getting rid of That's a Question by Vlada Chivadl. Vlada has made a lot of great games. He's one of my all-time favorite designers with Galaxy Trucker, which I absolutely adore as a game. This is a kind of party game where you're getting to know each other better, kinda. You're asking one person a question and then it has a dilemma. So you're basically forcing the person to choose between two options, and then the other people who were there is trying to know the person well enough so they can foresee what the person will choose and thereas score points. Then we have Walking in Province, and this is kind of the sequel-ish to Walking in Burano, which we really enjoyed. Walking in Burano is a fast, quick, really clever building buildings to get the right things that you score game. This is taking pictures. You're laying like a combination of landscape, stacking kinda, laying on top of each other so that you can fly your drone or yourself around taking pictures, getting like a grid that you place on top that like, now I got these 3 sunflowers and this bird in one picture, and then you can score that thing. We wasn't really that fun of this game. Fell kind of flat for us. Then we have Wild West Shepherds. We got this in Essen, I think the first time I was there. It was really not a game that we knew anything about. We played a demo there and thought it was fun, so we picked a copy up. It was such a small game, and I think it's a hidden like role game where you're bluffing a little. I don't remember exactly, but the essence of it is that you have sheep. You want to be on the road that has a lot of sheep, and not be where the wolves are, depending on which role you are, I think. So you kind of want to guess which person the other players are, or maybe you know that and just have to guess where the sheep are. It's actually a really neat game, but there's so many games. Yeah. Then we have Elder Sign, and this has been in our collection for a really long time. We never really liked it. It felt really random to us, just rolling dice and hoping to get the symbols that would help you out of the struggle. And it's a the cooperative game, so you kind of don't have this like intensity to beat someone else either. So don't like it as much. Then we have San Juan, and this is a game. I've played it once a long time ago. It's a 2-player game. I think you have some cards and you're trying to build some buildings and score some points. I think this actually is getting a lot of buzz, but there's so many games, so this didn't really make a very good impression on me. Maybe Johannes could remember something more about it. I don't right now, but San Juan. Then we have Court of the Dead Dark Harvest. We recently did a review of that where we said some things that we did like and didn't like about this game. We also mentioned there that it wouldn't be staying in our collection, so therefore it's here on this shelf. And then we have the 3 Deckscape. I think there's more now, but these 3 are down here right now. We're selling them or giving them away. These are 3 horrible escape room games. I really love escape room games, but with Deckscape, they just disappointed me so many times. I feel like a lot of people like them, but I'm just kind of ticked off by one time where they specifically repeated a rule many times so we would learn it, and then later expected us just to break the rule just on our own. So that really didn't ring very good for me. And also the puzzles in itself and the themes are not very convincing. It's just, and the hint system in itself, just when you think you have the solution, then you flip the card over and hope you're right, and if you aren't, then and sometimes the puzzles, they don't even make sense after I've gotten the solution. So, but they're just cards. So the pro thing about these games is that I can play them again, or not me, but someone else. So therefore they're here. We can't reuse them. Then we have Guildhall. This has also been in our collection for a long time. This has been here for a very long time due to nostalgic reasons. Guildhall is a game, like a little take that, you're putting like cards into your Guildhall that are persons, and every person has a special ability, and that depends on how many that you already got of that person. So you're assassinating some of other players' dudes, and you're trying to get points, and just, it's an okay game, but I would never had picked it up now because it's kind of light, but I really enjoyed all of my plays with it before, so we're selling it now because we're not that nostalgic anymore, and we're kind of empty. We need more room in our shelves, so we're trying to empty some shelves now. Next up is Pandemic, and for those of you who have followed our channel a while, you know that me and Johannes, and especially Johannes, don't like Pandemic a lot, so we thought, okay, we've had it here for a long time, but it's better that someone actually gets to play it rather than it just sits on the shelf collecting dust at our home. Then we have Machi Legacy. I don't know what we're supposed to do with this, but because it's a legacy game, so I can't really play it again, but it can't stay on the shelf either because it's horrible. I don't like Machi Koro for starters. I never have. It's just a total luck fest in my opinion, and the legacy, though it was better than Machi Koro because something happened, it was not interesting to even go through with the legacy version. So I think this might go in the trash, or maybe if somebody's really interested, then we can just try to do something clever with the legacy things in the game. Now we have Munchkin Quest. I've played Munchkin halfway, like once. I didn't understand anything. According to Johannes, it's just plain chaos and not that fun after a while. I don't know what this is. Maybe this is the board game version. Well, we're never gonna play it, so we don't need it in our collection. Then we have a Norwegian version of, like, what do you call it? Where you have a like rubber band around your head and then you have a card. So it looks like this. This is a family game that we're going to gift. Oh, where did I put it? That we're going to give to our nephew and his family because we don't play it here. So rather that they get some fun with it. Then we have Aftershock. This is a game that we played not that long ago, but I don't remember a lot of it. And you ask me why. That is because I kinda fell asleep during our play of it, so I don't remember a lot, but you're drafting cards both to where you're going to build, put your meeples, the different districts, and then you also have some shock cards and things happening, so you're trying to like get majority in the some states. Yes, it didn't make a huge impression on me since I was sleeping, but not on Johannes either. He played it and we figured, oh, we're not that impressed. Then we have all the way over here, oh, I can't see it over here. Oh, it's Expedition to Newdale. We recently done a review of this. It's not a mind-blowing game by Alexander Pfister. I like the mechanics of like going to your factories producing things, but the story element was meh, no story at all, barely like over the Orleo storyline, and also the exploration and the uniqueness of the game. I wasn't that interested in this game, and it's just lost too long. It overstays its welcome. Then the last game of this shelf is Picoco, and this is a game that I really like. Why are we selling this game? I don't remember. It's a game kind of like Hanabi. So you have your own like peacock that has feathers or cards, and they're facing away from you. So everyone else can see your cards except for you, and you can see everyone else's. So then you have to kind of guess how many sets, because it's a trick-taking game, how many tricks you think that the other players will get, and then you also have to guess based on what the other players do how many tricks you're going to take yourself. And the winner is the one that guesses the amount of, the right amount of tricks. And also this is interesting, you're not playing your own cards, you're always playing your neighbor's cards. So really interesting games actually, but too many games. The next game on the shelf is Skytopia. This we got at Essen in 2019. At first, I thought it was a fun game. It was fast-paced. It's a cool time game where you have all these cards in rows on the table, and to take those cards, you need to have dice on them, and it's basically time. So you can take the die off when it matches like the round, so the die value of the round like rotates, so it gets like shorter and shorter amount of time each round until you can take the dice off and then claim the cards and put it into your towers. And there are 4 towers, and if I take a red card and put it in my red tower, then I can activate all of the red cards. And what I basically felt like with this game is that there seems to be some strategies that are more valid than others, but it really depends on the final scoring. So you can really get screwed if you have, because if I am playing the blue player, then I get like automatically a blue, player power. And then if that doesn't correspond with the final scorings of the game and somebody else has something that corresponds, then that could be a lucky win, because then I really shouldn't focus on what I'm trying to focus on, and if I do, then it's just balancing. I'm not super happy. It doesn't seem perfectly balanced. It's not that far away, I think, but with all those great games out there, this did not become our favorite. Then we have Thunderstone starter set. This is a card game, like kind of like Dominion, deck builder game with monsters and mana and stuff. Really like the first times I played it, but there's so many other games, so I thought maybe someone else would like to have this starter set to get themselves going into Thunderstone. Then we have Pandemic Hot Zone North America. We recently did a review of this. This is basically the same game as Pandemic, only shorter. I really like this version actually, though it doesn't add anything, so it kind of tricking the people into buying something thinking, oh, this is a new Pandemic, but it's not. It's just shorter Pandemic. But the reason it's on this shelf is that I'm going to gift it to my family because I know that they will like this better than me. So I hope it gets played a lot over there. Then we have Traintopia. We recently did a review of this too. It's a neat game. I think you should watch the review. Sadly, we have a lot of games here, so we really don't feel the burning need to keep this one in our collection. Then we have Town Builder Coevorden. This is a really simple resource management town building game. You're drafting these buildings into your like tableau, and then you first have to draw the rights to build it, and then you have to stack the resources underneath it to actually build it. So you're trying to both match what the city wants to give them the building that they want, and also try to be efficient in the way that you build, and just score points. Really nothing really mind-blowing about the game, and there are a lot of games. What is here now? I just have to look. Oh, okay. So we're starting off with these 3 games. Undo. We've only played one of these scenarios. Maybe it was that I expected something else, but it's basically that you reveal some paths, some segments of a person's history, and try to find out what had happened to them and how to prevent it, mostly. So it wasn't that interesting, and with so many games, blah blah blah, you know the drill. Then we have what is it called? Adventure. I can't see it. Adventure games. 2 scenarios there. We've only played one. it is supposed to be kind of not an escape room but an adventure game where you're trying to solve puzzles and get to the bottom of things. To us, it seemed like an endlessly long, oh, you've got this symbol, now you need to go to a place with this symbol or else you'll trigger your alarm and go up and down some floors and whoop-de-doo. It just wasn't that intriguing, and we didn't care enough for the scenario and the story for it to be interesting enough to follow. Then we have Octodice. It's another of all the endlessly insane amount of roll and writes out there. Octodice is decent, but only decent. Then we have Cat Cafe and other roll and write. It is kind of neat. Nothing special about that one either. Then we have Tokyo Tsuki Market, I think it's called. It's a game about fish. It's the blue square box over there. And it's a really interesting game about fish. I think this is a game that you can get better at if you play it a lot. And it seemed like it had a lot of strategy and depth to it. But we were a gang, just looking for a little game, having fun. We did not see this monster of a game coming towards us, and we didn't know what we were doing. Did any of us get points? Maybe only negative points? I don't remember, but the way that the fish score is really intriguing, and you kind of have to buy each other fish, so it's really group dependent. You need to know kind of what you're doing, and we didn't. And we thought to ourselves, we're not going to practice a lot of this game, are we? Nope. So here it is. We're getting rid of it. Then we have Finished and Flee. I'm just doing these two together now. By Freedom Freeze. This is two of his fast forward games. Finished is a solo game. I haven't played that. Johannes has. And Flee is a co-op game where you're in the world of Alice in Wonderland and you're trying to like keep a loop of running going as long as you can before you have like a forced stop by some rules. It was quite hard actually to do this. It was difficult to win the game if we ever did. I don't remember, but yeah, there's so many other games to play, but definitely an interesting game. Then we have Dice Stars, another roll and write, you guys. There's a lot of them and we don't need them all. That is important. Be a little picky about the roll and writes you both publish and that you get. But this is not bad. It's just not the best. Next up we have House of Danger, and this is a choose your own adventure kind of game where you're going to this mansion and there are some strange things happening, kind of a like 80s movie style on this game, a little vintage feeling to it. You have to decide if you're going to climb the fence or find a way through the hedge in the backyard, go to the top floor or the bottom floor, that kind of stuff. So you make these choices all the time and you're therefore exploring some wicked story that happens and unfold the mystery. We haven't played it all the way through. Though the concept seems interesting to us, we weren't like gripped by the story and wasn't that eager to follow it forwards, and then we stopped playing and didn't come back to it for a long time, and now we really don't have the motivation to start all over again because we don't remember anything anymore. So next up is the last game of this video. Is Claustrophobia, all the way down here. This is a dungeon crawler with like these cool miniatures. One person is playing the heroes. I think there are more heroes actually. And the other player are playing the monsters like in the dark. And the heroes are in the cave and they're trying to find the way out. And the other players are trying to kill the heroes before they escape. So this is a cool, tense 2-player game. This is not my favorite genre. I remember that Johannes really wanted to play it with me when we first got it, and eventually he convinced me, and it was okay. I would be more open to these kind of games now that I've played more of them, but still there are other games in the genre that I would choose before this, and therefore we end up not playing this game. So that was the video with a little magic in the middle there, so I can show you all the games that were that are leaving our shelf. I imagine that if we were rich and lived in a great mansion, thank you Patreons for contributing to that dream coming true, by the way, I'm just kidding, then we would, I think, keep a lot of the games here, because there are some really great games that I like the thought of just owning and having in my collection, but there are so many games coming each year. There are so many old games that I think of and just go like, oh, I want to play that, and I don't think that there are many games on this shelf that I would think of one day and instantly miss. Okay, I could say that about a lot of games in our collection as well, but we're trying to keep the the thinning of our collection so it doesn't become a hoarding condition. We try to keep it positive, so we're not selling a game unless we're absolutely sure, the both of us. I hope you've been enjoying this video. If you have some questions about the game that we're not going to own anymore, then please let us know. I will answer everyone. And until next time, I'm Sunniva, and you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye bye.